Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live trading today. Today is the 11th of August, Tuesday, 2026. And yeah, our calendar is finally loaded. So today, we had some red flag news from the Bank of the Republic Bank of Australia, and we had the interest rate unchanged. So that went quite well. We're yet to see how that unflows. And then we had also ADP weekly change, which should be coming up, I think, about now. Yeah, so that is not high impact, unfortunately. The only high impact we have is like in the next 1 hour or so. That's existing home sales. We are forecasting 4 million from the previous 4.09 million. So we're hoping for a better than expected number. Apart from that, we do not have any other news apart from the 3-year note auction and API weekly crude oil stock. Those are not really much of an impact, but of course they can impact the market. Right. So before we even begin and checking the charts, don't forget we do have 40% off or if you're a first time user using the promo code first OFP. Then if you've been with us for quite a while, you can use the promo code OFP30 where you get 30% off. So without further ado, let us get right into the trading and see what opportunities are there, what happened last night, and what we can expect for today or the week. So let us quickly jump to our closed trades for today. We have nothing that has closed or hit take profit today, but let's check the last 3 days. So gold managed to hit take profit yesterday. So yeah, it literally hit a take profit there yesterday and it's still up today. The highest high it reached was 4,336. It seems we are going to fall probably 4,500. Then maybe we can have some reversal areas from there as we are at a level of resistance. So we're going to see how that goes. But let's look at our open trades, starting with Aussie CAD. So Aussie CAD, we are still forming to the downside. The news did push us slightly to the downside, but not as much as we were anticipating. So that's that. So we're yet to see how this goes in the next few days. And then Euro Aussie. Let us go to our favorites here. It's much more easier to locate, or rather, let's go through this one. So Aussie yen, um, yeah, Aussie yen is continually pushing up. We've had some minor pullbacks, but overall it's continuing to the upside. We're still waiting for a slight pullback. So we might have a pullback probably coming all the way to 11,500. So we're still waiting for that. Euro yen is also pushing up strongly. We're currently consolidating for a bit. Maybe if there's some news from Japan that comes in, then we might be actually seeing ourselves come to the downside. Then pound CAD is slowly coming down as well. We are yet to see how this unfolds for the rest of the week, as we have CPI and PPI. CPI should be tomorrow. Today we just have existing home sales. Yeah, so CPI will be tomorrow, then PPI will be on Thursday. Then pound Swissy. Pound Swiss, we might actually be entering into a buy very soon. But we are still waiting for a pullback to the downside, probably touching 109,200 area here, then maybe going all the way up. So that is what we're anticipating on pound Swiss. New Zealand dollar is still struggling. We almost reached the level, but then started consolidating for a bit and We're just waiting for that push up. We might have maybe some dollar weakness today. I'm yet to see, especially since gold showed all the way up. So maybe New Zealand may follow suit. Then USD CAD. USD CAD, we're still currently in a loss of about $10 here. We are currently waiting to see how this unfolds. But overall, I would probably put a buy limit somewhere here of the same amount, around probably 139,300. 139,300. Same take profit area at 139,630. Yeah. So that is what we have cooking here. Then USD Swiss. USD Swiss, we seem to be just caught up in a consolidation. So we're just probably waiting for the move for it to come all the way up there. Then Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand, we're in a buy, but still also in a minor consolidation starting from the 8th of August. Hopefully, we might see some movement here soon. Then Euro Aussie, which was also affected by the Aussie interest rate, it seems to be pushing to the downside as what we anticipated. So everything is moving quite normally right now. And yeah, we are looking to continue our downward move to 162 450 area on Euro Aussie. And right now, the trades that are in the most profits are Aussie CAD. That's the first one, followed by Euro Aussie, which is already here. Then Euro Yen is the worst currently. Euro NZD is also doing okay. Pound CAD is also trying. Then New Zealand dollar is just more like to break even. Same with USD CAD. USD CAD is not performing too well, but USD Swiss is doing quite okay. Also, a little added swap there. So that is what we are currently at. Let us look at other pairs. We already covered gold, but let's probably look at US 30. So US 30 seems to be down today. Still consolidated. So this is what we are currently seeing in the market with US 30. So we might actually be seeing some movement, probably if existing home sales does good. Then let's look at NAS 100. Do we have NAS 100 here? Well, we have S&P 500, almost in the same boat as US 30. But let's also look at NAS 100. NAS 100 seems to have more momentum to the upside compared to the rest. Then let's look at pound dollar. Pound dollar seems to be slightly coming down now after a push up to 1.35, 300. So we're seeing a slight pull down, which is perfectly fine. And we seem to be aiming for this support level around 300. So we might be seeing ourselves coming back down there probably at the end of this week, depending on how CPI behaves and PPI. So that's that. And then also let's look at euro dollar, which is also the most popular. Euro dollar seems to be trickling down nicely. So I just think CPI might give a strong dollar. Like I said, when the US sees their numbers are doing bad, they always and will most likely want to fix it. So that's literally the aftermath of NFP. and they want to fix it right now. So we might see some strength from the US dollar this week and in upcoming weeks till the next NFP. And probably those numbers will be better than expected. So it might not even have much impact on the market. So that is what we are anticipating for this coming week. But of course, for today, we just have existing home sales. Maybe existing home sales may drop euro dollar probably to 1.15, 100. That is probably an area we could be seeing on euro dollar. So let us keep that in mind. Already, it just seems like we are forming a head and shoulders. This is the head and maybe the right shoulder. When we probably come down here, we might formulate the right shoulder and then continue all the way to the downside. Right. Any other pairs or questions you may have that you may be beckoning for an answer? Do well to just leave it in the chat. And once again, this is not financial advice. This is purely for educational purposes and for you to understand what it takes to actually be a profitable trader. In case you're probably struggling with your trades, maybe some of my trades may give you an idea of what to look for in the market, and that can also help you be profitable. So that is the whole purpose of this live, and to also showcase what may or could happen in the coming days. So that's that. So just feel free to drop your comments in the live chat if you have any other pairs that you'd like me to look at. Once more, don't forget we still have the promo running, which is ending on the 30th of August, where you get 40% off as a first time user and 30% off if you've been with us for quite some time. Right. We can also probably look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin seems to let's actually look at Ethereum. I do believe we have Ethereum here. I heard some news that it kind of dropped past few days here. Like yeah, practically this was like on NFP. Oh no, that was yesterday. Yeah, it did drop. It did drop to the downside here to 1,868 all the way from 1,900. So probably we might be seeing some probably green lights from the US home sales. So probably this may pull back to the downside and probably make a new low right below 1,860. Then we could be seeing these support levels being taken out this week on Ethereum. All right, so let's now look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin also had a sudden drop just after NFP. That was like yesterday. It came all the way from 65,000 just rightly below 63,000. So this seems to be a pullback that maybe happened in resistance, support, then a final drop to the support levels. So all roads lead to probably US dollar trying to strengthen and fix a few of these errors. So that is how everything seems right now. So that's what we can expect, especially with the existing home sales. Apart from that, since you guys do not have any other pairs that you'd like us to look at today, I guess we'll be calling it a day right now. And hopefully, existing home sales does give us more profit here. We're currently sitting at $1,800 in equity, locked in 1,710 on the balance. So let's see how this goes. And then tomorrow we'll be covering CPI. I do believe it will be in the same time. yes, it will be the same time tomorrow around this time during my live. So we're going to be having live CPI and seeing how that affects the market. So let's just keep an eye watch on that. Apart from that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the parts of the world, and happy trading.